Energy Podcast, episode 4. Not the run-of-the-mill podcast. Not going to be talking reg season playoffs. Not going to be talking the usual stuff. We got Rod Curry ready to go today.
ISO ball.
2015 finals. But yeah, Rod, I'll let you kick it off. We got Rod. We got Ray on the pod today. That's the special guest for today.
Yeah, man. So special guest, man. We have one of the co-founders, and please correct me if I'm saying it wrong. Co-founder and creator, commissioner of the NRG League, No Roger Goodell League. We have Ray on with us. Ray, welcome to the pod. All right, we'll give you the floor first, man, and kind of introduce yourself before we jump into these line of questions that we have about the slew of things that's happened over the last couple of weeks in the league. All right.
All right. Well, I am the co-founder of the league, but I'm the life of the league. I'm the heart of the league. I am the league. So, yeah, it was Jay's idea to create the league, but the league is me, and I'm the league. So, right, I'm a little bit more than counts on there.
So the buck stops with you is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much everything goes to you, man. All right, man. So look, man, we're gonna hit it off. We're gonna jump out the gate, man. There was Bobby. We'll say Bobby. We'll give Bobby his credit here. Bobby was on this theory for we'll say a couple matches now that your co-founder Jay does a 1 point boost on his players. He does some attribute boosting. All right. Things got out of hand recently with the youngest in the league. So shout out to the youngest of the league, to where it was alleged that Jay has done some finagling with his players, right? So before we get into the main part of it, is basically like, man, how do you feel about the punishment? What is your take on that allegation to begin with, that Jay's always caught up in some type of, is he cheating or is he stat padding? Is he changing abilities? How do you feel about that?
Well, until this happened, I would say it wasn't happening. So I didn't think it was happening. Up to this point, I always trusted him. So I didn't think anything was going on behind the scenes.
Right. Okay. So nothing's going on. All right. So again, allegations out there now. And you set a board team together, man, and they come up with a punishment. My number one question is: are you satisfied with the punishment that he received? All right. Or do you think it fits the crime?
When Teddy sent me the DM, I told him right away that you guys are not as strict as I am, and I said, well, I guess that's what you guys want to do. I wasn't going to go against it. That's what you guys decided, and that was it. I had an option too. Mine was worse.
So can we hear what yours is, or was not a punishment?
The problem was the option 2 was he just wasn't going to be a commissioner anymore, at least for the rest of this Madden. And I already spoke to him about it. The problem was I don't know, since he created the league, if that was even possible. I wasn't going to restart. That's not happening. So I told him, I was just like, one of the punishments should be like, you just not commission me and Sean will run it for the rest of this Madden. But that essentially just delays the problem because that doesn't rebuild any trust. So next Madden, he's going to be commissioner again, and then the same questions are going to be there. So I'm like, that doesn't really solve anything, but it'll take his powers away for the rest of this Madden.
That's what me and Bobby said privately in the other chat. Like, they were saying, like, maybe he shouldn't be commissioned. We're like, I don't know if that really does much besides partially harming the league where we don't have a third person. Also, that at the end of the day, we're not going to make him not commish forever. It's his league at the end of the day. So we just didn't really want to fit anything about his commish powers in there.
The one thing I would say about Justin that I appreciated was that when I broke down the options for him, there wasn't any pushback. So he's very opposite than his brother in that way. So I told him just how it's going to be. And even when I said, he wouldn't be commissioned anymore, he didn't say anything. He's like, all right, I'm just going to accept whatever you guys decide.
Exactly. Bobby, Sean, anything? Because y'all was part of the board that came up with this punishment. So I'm sure the league was going to know. I'm sorry, Sean. Yeah, Sean jumped out of that real quick. All right, Bobby.
I told you what it was. For me, it wasn't nothing. I don't know, man. I really didn't care for the punishment. I told you I really got feedback from the youngins. Once I realized we couldn't get abilities, that's all I cared about. Jay's not really so I get him not being a commish thing, but I also understand everybody's growing up. Ray just got married, so just putting all that responsibility on Ray was not gonna do nothing but hurt the league in the end. That wasn't what I'm trying to do. I more so got satisfaction at the fact that they finally got caught. I am a firm believer that's been happening.
You just losing?
No, he just cut the
No, I'm back. I am a firm believer that's been happening the entire time he's been the commissioner, but never really had no proof. I wasn't going to go into searching it. His players just always look funny to me, but like I said, I don't know. It wasn't that big of a deal. Once it came out and everybody realized it, everybody finally acknowledged it. I think that's where I gained my satisfaction. So I probably was a bad board member in that aspect.
I agree with that, honestly. I was like, when they afterwards, Rob was ready to like hang me and Bobby from the stake. But quite honestly, I feel like we addressed what the problem really was. I mean, not including the conspiracy of his whole team being like that, but we found Burns. We handled Burns. Burns' career is done in Madden 22, followed by, you got a little AP, which I didn't really care for the AP. And I was cool. I mean, I wasn't trying to kill the guy. Some people were pretty personal in that chat. Some people clearly were in there and had, like, some people walked into that chat and had nothing to do with Burns. Some people were ready to hang that man. Didn't even care.
That's why I didn't want
about
to
the
be.
stamina.
That's why I didn't want to be part of the chat, because I wanted you guys just to speak freely.
Yeah.
Right. So to your point of speaking freely, man, I gotta say, as a y'all, I'm on and off in the league. You know how it is. You know what I do. So my thing is, I didn't think the punishment fit the crime, and this is what I'll lead with. We all know Mikey. Everybody knows Mikey's story. Everybody knows what Mikey did. In a sense, you could say this is along that same tier, that same road of what Mikey did by finagling XP and players and boosting stats and whatnot, right? Take it even further, Jay is a commissioner in this league. So when you talk about trust and being able to be transparent, that got to go both sides, even more so in Jay's point, because he's like, it's only 3 of y'all. It's 32 of us, right? So when they said what the punishment was, that's why I threw the gif in there of like the Samuel Jackson thing. It was like, yo, that's essentially just like a concede plus package, because he's just moved. So a concede don't really hurt him because he really don't have time to play anyway. So that's a bonus. And killing one player when there's a possibility, like Brian Burns, he didn't stand out and stat boost that one player. He probably did multiple others. I can tell you that quarterback is definitely someone that I'll be eyeing on, because he's no way he's that nice in 2 years, because I've been chasing quarterbacks for 2 years. So I know that quarterback got some love, and amongst other players as well. So what I was saying to Bobby and Teddy was, if Mikey's punishment was losing his entire team, which he said, no, forget it, I'm out, I'm leaving. Why was that no longer the option or a possibility for Jay as well? When you have the New Orleans Saints team sitting there that he could have easily sit into, we know they have no stat pattern, whatever, and he's off that team, because you effectively removed him from one player, Brian Burns, and you can take a kudos for that. But you don't know what other players he stat boosted as well, if he did it. All right, I don't know Jay to be an outlandish cheater, but the allegations was too strong to ignore it. So I agree with position that puts you in. But if you remove the entire team from Mikey, why was that not a thought process? Or why did you feel you had to go the board route to say, look, Jay, here's your punishment. You still can be a commish. I agree, that's still his role, but you lose the Carolina Panthers, very similar to what Mikey did with was it the Buffalo Bills or the Chiefs? What team was it?
No, it was the Panthers.
Panthers. The same team. How
same team. Brian Burns was the same
thing.
Problem.
So why is that not the same thought process with Jay? Like, you lose that team, you go be the Saints, and now we move forward.
You're asking me that, but I feel like you're asking the wrong person. I put it on you guys to decide.
No, I wasn't part of the board, man. I don't
not
know.
You, but the board.
Yeah.
Well, because no, if I would have put you in, there was too many from your little clique, because then it would inspire Miles and you. I'm just like, no, I don't want too many members from the same clique. So that's why I was like, I'm not going to include Rob. So, I mean, that's a question for the board. I put it all on you guys. If you guys wanted me to decide his punishment, I would have did it.
Well,
Eddie DM'd me within a couple of minutes.
From the board, that shit was given to the board. 15 minutes later, it was done.
Okay, but see this.
Here's the problem with it.
As
Rob
Bobby,
I don't know if Che or somebody was feeding him information. He was acting like we were not coming up with a solution fast enough or good enough. So
it almost looked like the board
felt like you were
about a few
rushing
minutes.
us. Yeah, if we didn't come up with a solution.
But not just that. They're full of shit for the most part. Bobby was in the chat. Everyone agreed to a T. Like, send this in now. It's all good. Like, Joey's obviously gonna agree. Like, it's over. No one's here. The second we sent it, what really triggered them was Jay making jokes. Once Jay made the jokes, they came back into the chat and then started to get really pissed off that they felt they were being mocked. And I was trying to tell them that's just Jay deflecting blame. He's just upset that he got his punishment right. He's going to make a joke, but they were pissed. And now they're saying it was rushed. No, you can ask Bobby. They all agreed in the chat.
So that brings me to my only talking point in this whole thing is the rule. The punishment was laid out, right? It was very, very specific on no humor. And so he posted at least 3 or 4 memes displaying the humor. And then his apology was not what we were asking for as far as confessing to what he actually did. He didn't confess to anything. So do you feel like the punishment is actually complete? Like, is that
confession,
acceptable?
that confession was enough for me. I felt like you guys were being petty with the if you wanted more than that, because I've never made anyone else do more than that.
But
At the
see,
end of
at
the
the
day, it's
same
also-
time, he would
kept
have
his
lost
team.
his rights. He kept his team. He kept his ability to even do what he did. And all we want to
That
know
would-
is what he actually did. And he never said what he did.
What do you
That to
apologize?
me
What do you-
shouldn't. I don't know if you want to go. I don't know if you want to go. I was just gonna
No,
say.
I was gonna say. I know he apologized. What else did he say in the apology? Did he,
Nothing.
it
It
was
was,
like
it was
a long
everybody
message.
else's fault. It was everybody else's fault.
He
He was
did not
targeted.
blame everybody else.
I don't know. there was like one line where like, I'm
No.
sorry that, like, I'm sorry you
No.
guys caught me kind of thing. Like, I'm sorry that you guys found out about stamina.
Yeah, I can't put it
All
on
right.
Jay, man. I'm not. Jay said what he said, man. But again, Ray, I've known you at least through Discord, man, for about 5-6 years now, which is crazy. But you've always been consistent with your punishment so far much that you'll go back and look. Like if we were still in GroupMe, you probably couldn't do it. But in Discord, you'll go back to 2020 to find an old conversation where the situations were aligned and say, "Oh, I didn't do it this way this time. I can't do it this way this time." And as you started us off saying, "Hey, look, the buck stops with me." This is a perfect opportunity where you can use your trust that you say we need to rebuild and implement that type of change. If they brought you back a punishment that you thought didn't fit the crime, I got it. I appreciate it. Very similar to what you've done to me and Teddy before when we like thought about rules, or which I'm sure we'll get into that too. But this is where we're going to go. And here's a perfect opportunity for that. Again, with the team, that if I want to stay consistent, and when I say I mean you, stay consistent with trust. Here's a perfect opportunity where, Jay, look, you put yourself in a situation, whether you did it or not, and nobody can prove it. It's all circumstantial, but it's pretty strong. You give up the Panthers and they just ride the wave the rest of the year. And now the Saints are sitting right there for you that you can just easily slide into if you still want to be a part of this as a player. Now you can still be a commission, just advance or do whatever. But that's what I'm asking you now. I get what the board did, and to some degree we can all agree that maybe the board was rushed or whatever. But that's not, when you look at the overall crime, past just being a user, like as a commish, this is serious, right? You would agree?
Yeah, it's so serious. Yeah.
So when you say, "Oh man, here you go, 5-game AP, you can't use one player when you probably stat boosted way more, I just can't prove it," but you keep rocking. I think it's safe to say, like, if you're just a regular user in this league, you look at that punishment and say, "Man, is that really enough?" You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I would have, like I said, I would have done things differently, but I'm not gonna I feel like if I go back now and change it, it's just like I'm just saying the board was useless, and
No,
I'll
you
never
can't go
ask for your
back.
opinions again.
You can't go
Like
back.
I wanted to include you guys because I felt like you guys are important to the league. I said, let me give you guys some power, and I was gonna go for what you guys went with.
I mean, despite Rod's, hindsight and everything, obviously, but I mean, I feel like it was that the idea was fair, because had you done it, knowing Jay as a kid and how long you guys known each other, it would have been
Rod's
insane
idea
wrong.
was actually good. Rod, I didn't even think about that, taking away his team. That was a good idea. But like I said, you guys came up with the punishment. I'm gonna roll with it.
Nobody thought about it, and everybody was waiting for people to send in their ideas. Rod was mute until Teddy.
So no one thought of that idea of that
No,
until Rod
No,
brought
no,
it
I
up.
mean, to be fair,
Yeah,
Rod
until
didn't,
Ryan
give
brought
me,
it up.
Rod didn't speak on it till hours.
Oh yeah, but I didn't
after.
know. I
like-
was Christmas shopping. I didn't, like you said, like Sean said, it was rushed.
It came
Like,
at a weird time.
I didn't know. When I found out, I was like, Ray had put it in there. I was like, he said it was going to come out, but I thought it was something that he was putting together by himself. I didn't know he was doing a board. And then it was Christmas Eve, man. Everybody.
Yeah, but let's
visual
just say
holidays
that
and
it
stuff.
wasn't rushed, right? We took 2-3 hours on it. You still weren't around. So I mean, I don't think your idea would have ever really came to light. No way we let that sit
First of
there
all,
for 3-4 hours.
rush is 2-3 hours, bro. That's like when we
No.
got to advance.
Well,
every
what we
48
took
hours.
like an hour and a half, 2 hours. We took a little bit.
Got it. Okay, cool. So Jay's
I don't
punting,
know if
Jay's
it's so
punting,
too.
man. I just wanted to put it out there. There
Like
were other
15
ways
minutes.
to hold it.
It was
Yeah,
not
y'all
15
came up with that pretty fast. I don't know what group chat y'all was in to get it done, but I can imagine if you follow the thread time, it's quick. Because he posted it that morning before I left. And I'm like, all right, cool, we'll know some today, like laughing, joking as we always do, trolling, essentially. And then when I came back, Ray was posting information. So then I kept looking at it, I was like, yo, people get this for conceding a game. Like I could concede a game right now. And honestly, I would get worse because I don't even get my picks. I don't even get the option to pick a punter. So I got to trade my picks. Oh, there it is. I got to trade my picks to the worst team in the league. So like he gets punters and whatever. But again, it's just the action that we're doing if we want to keep it consistent with what we said before. So that's why I said, damn, I wish it would have been more time to where like maybe like not involve more people because you don't want everybody on the board. But it's like, damn, okay, Jay, you got to understand that what you did is worse than what any user could ever do in this league. And I guess it's a video game or whatever, but look at this now. We having a conversation about it. and personally, I'm looking at the punishment like, damn, if I'm part of the league, it's like I could do the same thing, and I would be kicked if any one of us outside of Ray and maybe Sean, you probably got a little leeway now that you Commish number 3. If any of the 3 was had that opportunity, it would have been way worse. It would have been the board.
Oh, yeah. I was kicking anybody else that did that.
Exactly. I appreciate your honesty. So you're gone. If anybody else did that, you're gone. All right. So that's what I'm saying. And I'll say that to say, Ray, we can move on. It's never too late because you said the buck stops with you. So it's never too late.
Honestly, because since so many people felt like the punishment was whack, I'm probably never going to use the board again. I'm just going to do it myself going forward.
So you have to, and nobody will fault you. You can say right now, AJ, look, man, we had a conversation. The pod's gonna come out. People gonna feel away anyway because it wasn't an idea that started up. And you could just run with the idea, and then again, Jay, you put yourself in a situation. Go to the New Orleans Saints, quit, rejoin, and then it is what it is. Simple. So, but it can be done. So it's never not enough. And then the board.
I'm interested in knowing the team overalls. Are they even like close? Saints have to be. The
Saints, man, haven't won in 20 years.
They're good.
I mean,
so my question though, Ray, what's the reason? Like, I always hear through Sean, but what's the reason abilities aren't being considered at all? Like, what's the real reason?
All right. Do you remember when we started allowing the abilities to change?
Yeah.
All right. So the game randomly threw in the function of being able to change your abilities, and you couldn't monitor it. It wouldn't pop up in transactions. So then we allowed it. That was the only reason we allowed it. Then they threw back on the settings where you could turn it off. And I was just like, all right. So at this point, I was like, let's just go back to the default way we played. We wouldn't allow people to change their ability. That's how we started, and that's how we went back to. This is not much when you go on and you just pick your abilities. When you play a game online, a rec game, do you get to pick your abilities? No. So why do people need to do that?
So I understand now. But okay, so I understand that. And that makes sense. But why, if we're building players up to play man, my scheme is man defense. Why do I have to feel it's acceptable to get chuck out, which is a zone ability that I'm nowhere close to unlocking?
If you're building a man defense, get a corner with high man defense overall.
He does have.
Stop worrying. Okay, so stop worrying about abilities and just do that.
But what's the point of the game is to get superstar abilities, and then you took the ability option away, so I would just turn off abilities.
Well, where do you do that? And what? Because like I said, when you play an online game, you just play the online game. We wanted to mirror online games, so.
But we don't do the abilities, and then you say that right, but it's not a fair thing. But then when we got Jay, who has suspiciously all the perfect abilities for every position he wants. You know what I mean? So how do I compete with that when I got checkout?
Well, I mean, I just showed you I can compete with a 59 overall quarterback with no ability. So you can't compete with something else. I mean, that means you're trash. I mean, that's what I got to say. Like, you got to learn how to play.
As a horrible excuse. I mean, I could talk about abilities, user ability. Jay ain't beat me with a team that was stacked and had Brian Burns at 96 stamina and all that. But what I'm saying is the purpose is to build a team.
Wait, you said how can you compete with Jay? And then you said Jay didn't beat you with the ability.
What I'm saying is we're building teams. This isn't about who's the best user, because if it was just the best user, we would play one season, Super Bowl winner, and start over. It's about building teams. So you take away the building aspect. If I can't build for a certain player, when I get a zone ability, when I'm trying to build a man corner.
You gotta explain that, Bobby. You gotta back up and explain the issue.
So AJ Terrell, I play cover one most of the time. Everybody knows that. So I'm looking for a man corner. AJ Terrell has been a man corner, started as a man corner. When you did the roll, I don't know how you do a roll because you click A and pick the ability. So I didn't really follow the roll part. But he got chuck out, which is a zone ability, and then he's not even unlocked yet. So I'm just trying to understand, like, what's the reason why we can't find anything other than that as an option is what I'm asking. I know it's not the perfect option. I know it's something else out there. I feel like Teddy outlined a perfect solution and we will all help with it.
I have poked so many holes in Teddy's little system.
We had, but we could work on the issue. It's workable.
That's what I'm saying. So again, we still haven't explained the issue, guys. The issue is, Ray, I understand your reservation with Sean. Y'all want to stop the OP meta players that we had a year ago, and correct me if I'm wrong, with abilities. Am I safe in saying that? Because when guys were changing them up every week, everybody got acrobat, everybody got inside stuff.
It was the constant change. Because a player would be like, oh, I got a new dev guy, and I needed to change his abilities. But then they would change the whole team, and then it was everyone was the same. Every running back, no matter if he was 6'4"
right.
or 4'9", had
And
a
we
pass.
provided a
We wanted to
solution for
avoid
that.
Right. So the issue currently now is, Ray, is that you are ineffective. You are effectively locking players out of superstar traits because you are assigning superstar traits that a player can never receive. Perfect example. And this is when it's going to get a lot nasty because we're not playing with Madden players that they're already locked into, right? That was the issue with Brian Burns because players that are already like real life players, they have locked in traits. They just got to unlock them. But unfortunately for players that we drafted now, right? Let's use my tight end, for example, 15 overall, superstar trait, a vertical threat tight end, right? I got an 85 overall. So I say, Ray, roll my second trait. You roll my second trait, but you roll an archetype that's a 60 block. I'll never unlock that at 85. So essentially, you've locked my trait out. What Teddy's system was, and I thought it was pretty good, and I agree with you, had some tweaks that could be done in it. What his system would allow us to do is when you roll, you only roll what's available to us as traits. So if I have like on Bobby's AJ Terrell, if I have a 85 man trait, you only roll those man traits. And that's what I thought Teddy's system did a great job of outlining.
Just interrupt you for a second, which Madden's logic's broken, but that is actually what it does, which is why rookies in our league get bad abilities as their first slot, because we're good users. So I can get Raven Rice, right? It's a superstar in the 70 overalls versus like real life players not being superstar, it's 80s, right? So when you unlock a superstar to high 60, low 70, you're going to get the trash ability possible, which is fair. No, that should happen no matter what, because all I have unlocked at a 70 overall, it says leapfrog, second wind, energize. So Madden's only going to give you what you have unlocked, which is kind of the problem with unlocking like a receiving ability, is that you don't actually have that unlocked, which you would never actually unlock through Madden's logic. Now, Ray's logic makes sense when you have a high player. Like let's say Josh Jacobs, right? Josh Jacobs is going to have almost every ability unlocked already. So if Ray rolls anything, for the most part, he's going to be able to get it right off the rip. But if you have a rookie like Malik Willis or Rice or any of those guys, they're going to be locked for a while just because they can get something that they really don't have.
They're going to be locked.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They're going to be locked for a while. But as Bobby said, we're building up the guys. So build them up to get the ability.
Well, it
But
depends.
when you're a 99 overall,
No.
your XP is
When
ridiculous.
what Teddy just, if he was 99 overall, most of the abilities would be unlocked.
No, but
already.
but there's circumstances.
There's
circumstances.
But Ray, we're not talking about the quarterbacks
Ray,
are outliers. We're not talking about quarterback. We're talking about other players. Like I don't control a cornerback 100 times of the play, right? So the possibility of him getting 8 interceptions a game is not feasible. I'm not going to get 4,000, 5,000 XPs a game on a cornerback like I would quarterbacks. Quarterbacks are entirely another situation. Tight ends are the same way. Like these specialty positions, if you are rolling, let's just say you roll all the man traits because he has an AJ Terrell that's 85 and his slot's only a 72. Because like Bobby said, I've been building the man corner. So just roll me. And again, we can have a different conversation about the roll concept. So just roll me only the available man trait ones. Don't roll me all the ones you see, because now you're effectively making me change my scheme because now I got to build them up to get this zone superstar trait, which isn't fair. Are you following me?
I have. What happens? You're saying they're locked, right? You're saying you're getting an ability that's locked and you'll never get, right?
Smoking
Yes.
again.
Like, what happens if he just kept rolling it until it was an ability that was unlocked, no matter what it was?
You only got to
as long as it was
roll one.
unlocked.
You only got to roll one time. If I send, let's say this, right? Here's a system. I send Ray a picture of my player. I have 85. Let's do wide receiver. 85 deep threat, 70 zone, 70 slot, whatever. All the rest of them 70. Now, if Ray rolls to me, he says, yeah, you got grab and go. But grab and go is only available if I got 85 slot, but I'm currently at 70. So now you're telling me, well, now you say build them up. But we know how Madden works. It's going to take me forever to build that up.
I was saying not even a chart. I'm just saying what happens if he just rolls it, and if it's unlocked, if it shows that you have an ability, like it's not a locked ability. It's not locked. You have it. If it says you have it, then it's your ability.
That's perfect. That's extra time though, because he can go into that. We're giving him the answers to the test. We're telling you what's available. Like that's what that chart was.
Well, Sean just said it's kind of the system, anyways.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah. Why can't he just keep re-rolling it? That takes 2 seconds. Just re-roll it again. If it's locked, just re-roll it.
He can keep rolling, or you can roll one time and say, okay, these are the 5 you got. I'm gonna roll between these 5, and that's what you get. versus
he can
what he's doing
re-roll,
now.
but what you're re-rolling is just to find something that fits the player.
To find
right?
something to fit the player. So
But that's the same thing. Now, I actually like Ray's system. I actually, now that I've seen it from like another Madden and like really seen changing abilities, I get it actually, because there was a point when it was like Mike Evans, that guy Beckett, Groves, like we were just getting the same player over and over again. Tank, human joystick. So I actually do, and it does remind me of Mutt, where every game is going to be the same assortment of players. It's just a matter of who can play the system slightly better and who can have it at the end. So I actually do agree with no ability changing for the most part.
Yeah, I agree with
But
that.
the no ability changing isn't the answer. His answer was
No, that's what I'm saying. That's
he
where I
said
go
if
with my
you're
thing.
good enough, you don't need abilities. But
Oh,
the game
that's
is still
just-
off of ability.
that's
Which
the
I
same.
also agree with.
The commissioners have all the perfect fucking abilities to be making a statement like that. That's all I'm at. If
Well,
I had escape
mine
artists, I
are
wouldn't
the
complain.
best.
If I had Josh
I-
Allen, I wouldn't complain. If I had a quarterback, I fucking stat padded all the way
Josh
to
Allen
92
started with it,
overall in a
though.
year.
Josh
I
Allen
wouldn't
started
complain.
with that, though.
Which I
Josh
get,
Allen
but the
was
purpose
open.
of us taking teams like Atlanta Falcons at the 7th pick is so I can build my team. And then we take the option
I'm
where
not saying I don't want to allow. All right, all I'm saying is I don't want to allow players to change abilities, so that we all have the like Rod said, the meta or the mutt. I don't want that, but I don't mind it being where
I
the
think it should
second,
just
as
make
long as the
sense.
second ability is not unlocked, as long as it's not a locked ability where he can never use it. I don't care if it's Energizer. I don't care what it is. If it's return, I don't care if it's a shitty ability. But as long as
Show
it's
them,
unlocked,
that's the system
I'm
that we
alright with that.
proposed. So I think you're forgetting here.
you have a chart. You have one to go through.
Yeah, but
it,
that's what
you
it
can
is.
Still,
Pretty
you
much.
Can still,
That's
you
what
can
it
still
is.
get a shot. I'm just saying, as long as it's unlocked, I don't give a shit.
No,
'Cause I don't
honestly,
really-
like I mean, we got to get Ray back involved because we're really going just back and forth at each other now. But anyways, the only thing I have no problem actually with getting grab and go on Dobbins. I was like, cool. I run Texas routes. I run out routes. I run things in my back. I was like, I can use that cut up field fast. The problem is that it's now almost season 4, and JTC still doesn't even have Dobbins as grab and go. And Ray rolled that for me back in season 1. Season 1, like week 11-ish, J.K. Dobbins got grab and go. It's almost season 4, and he still doesn't have it. And that's where I saw that was going to be a problem. So I just moved down because I was like, also getting him to receiving 75 or 80 would mean that Dobbins is going to be a 99 overall back with 75 catching, 75 short running, 88 juke, like 90 spin maybe. Like everything's going to be consistently like high 80, low 90. And that's why I gave up on that.
Right
Now,
now
it's not
that
gonna be
we've
a problem with
outlaid the
everybody.
problem, what is your response to that? Like, it's not a fact that you're rolling or not, but you're effectively just like you're biting your nose to spite your face. I get what you're trying to do, but you're ruining players in the process.
The whole this is never going to change. This ain't much. This ain't changing. It's not much.
We're not trying to make it mud. What we're
But
asking
that's
is
you guys are asking for changing abilities. The
no.
same thing you do in mud.
We're asking.
Well, it's not
you
what
to-
we're asking for.
We're asking you to readjust how you roll because right now you're.
I don't want to
rolling
change.
ineffectively.
Yeah, I don't
No,
want you. I
because
don't want
if
to
I-
change the ability at all.
If I
I
take-
just wanted
if
to
I
make
take-
sense.
If I take Teddy's system and roll, then most of the people, like on the last, let's say for quarterbacks, the last ability, you only have 2 choices. And then if I take Teddy's system again and I roll, Trey Lance could have never got escape artist. He would have got something for throw power. So you're telling me now my quarterback can't get escape artist because his architect is higher for throwing power or whatever it is, the strong arm thing. So now I can't get escape artist because Teddy system says these are the abilities for strong arm. So escape artist is not one of them. Now I can't get that. That system is
We're not
flawed.
saying that at all.
No,
right?
that's what Teddy said. Well, I had a conversation with Teddy. That's exactly what Teddy said.
Right, and you should know Teddy by now. Teddy takes, first of all, any idea Teddy brought to you was brainstormed by 3 people on this thing before it came to you. But what Teddy do is he'll hike the ball and run around with it before he's looking for a play to develop. So we
Jesus
had a
Christ,
plan
that's really took a
together.
turn.
We had a plan together, and y'all had your conversation. Your conversation is what it is. But that was an overall plan. If we have 85, then those abilities are available for you to roll. But don't roll the one thing a player doesn't have, which is it seems to be happening more oftentimes than not. Oh, you got this. Well, damn, I can't get this for like another 30,000 XP.
But then there's also abilities that are better than your current archetype, like
that is one thing.
And then you won't get it.
About.
But that's
Like
exactly
you
how
don't get it.
But that's exactly how you got escape artists, because you just said your archetype for throw power was better, so you would have got that. But because you did it your way, you are a 50-50 chance was still high. You still got escape artists. So
But I'm saying if I did it your guys' way, then you wouldn't get it.
Well, no, but
If
you
I
wouldn't
did
go
it
for
my
throw
way,
power.
I got
You would focus off the rip, knowing that in this system you get what's in your thing, which is what your other concern was, I guess. But you would go improvising from the beginning.
What'd you say? You would focus from the beginning,
Yeah,
and
but,
then
but
get
that's
it, right?
how it should be in Madden. If you're going to
So
build
when
a
I give
power
you
back,
when I give you an ability, can't you just focus on that and get it?
Right, we're already
asking.
down the road too far, buddy. That's what AJ Terrell is, an 86 man, a 70 zone. We'll just use those numbers. You give him a
So,
But those are
zone.
those are made up numbers. He's very close to the zone thing.
My tight end, which you're gonna see a lot with these rookie players. My tight end is a 78 possession, a 80 vertical threat, and a 60 blocking. You gave me Mauler at 24 years old.
Is he a rookie?
He's a rookie.
Okay. So you get it. You'll get it soon.
No, Ray. No, I won't, Ray. He's a 60. Oh, it's 60. It takes me 8,000 XP to get it. He's not throwing the ball. He's not scoring 18 touchdowns a game. He'll never get 85 from 60. He's never going to win MVP. We've seen what he
he can, but the problem is you're going to have a extra right tackle.
Teddy, who
an
are
extra
you
right
right
tackle
now?
at the end of the line.
We just watched what Bobby tried to do with Kyle Pitts, and he got nothing. So you want another tight end like Kyle Pitts is the bar, bro, and my tight end will never be that.
All I'm saying is, as long as the second ability,
He lost his thought.
as long as the second ability is not unlocked, as long as it's not locked, as long as it doesn't, you know how it says it'll be like you'll have like truck and then you'll have nothing because you can't get it. You'll have like grab and go because you're a truck back. I'm saying as long as that second ability is like energize or something, return man, whatever it is, as long as it's unlocked. Is that what you guys are asking?
That's all I'm
That's
saying
what you
now.
want.
I don't give a damn what
You
the
want-
ability
you want-
is.
This is how I
You just
imagine
want the
Sean
second
texting
one
in the group
unlocked.
chat. We're
Yes.
we're
That's how
beyond
we,
that. Like,
we should get whatever ability is, but it should be something we can use and not effectively locking a player out. Right?
Well,
That's
we
what-
can use all of it.
I don't think.
like Ray, you're rolling, right? You're rolling, and I'm sure your screen is what you see you see all of them available, but you also see they're locked. So, and what you're doing is it's as if you're okay. I know he can't get that one, but that's what he got. When that's not, I follow what you're saying on why you want to do it that way, but it's like you're failing to see that I'm locking a player out, or I'm forcing somebody to make him a player I don't want him to be. You see what I'm saying?
I think you guys are too fucking glued to abilities.
No. Damn abilities, because I don't care what I get. Whatever I get, I just want to be able to use it.
If
So
you
let's
didn't care
remove
what you got,
abilities.
there shouldn't be a conversation. I mean, I would do that.
You
But
missed what
why?
I'm saying.
I
I don't care what I get as long as I'm able to use it.
Hold on. Right. I think all they're saying is the second ability is appearing locked and it's not appearing unlocked. So
Well,
like,
I think you're high.
you're giving them grab and go. I guess this is what they're saying. You're giving them grab and go, and it's
I don't
locked.
care what
it's
it
not
is.
even.
I just
it's
want it
not
to be
even
the same.
appearing.
And then I think
Why
going
would it be just
forward,
unlocked?
I think every
They,
time we roll an ability for Jay, we need to stream it. How about that? Since we just fucking accepting wherever we get.
I'm okay with the J one because I know Ray's handling it.
Well,
The
he's not supposed to be rolling abilities. And I was
The biggest
one
problem
that's
is him
supposed to
touching
be
it
rolling
after the roll.
That's what we're saying now, Ray. Like if you give us an ability, all users should be able to use that ability, regardless of what it is. Do I agree with Bruiser on a 5'8" wide receiver that's 175 pounds? Should Devontae Smith have Bruiser? Not in the real world. Like you said,
Bateman also has Bruiser.
if
I didn't even
anything-
give Devontae Smith that.
You didn't, but we know the system broke. But to your point, if we don't want to be mud, that's the most muddiest shit ever. Because in real life, a 5'8" wide receiver or a 165 wide receiver, Devontae Smith wouldn't have Bruiser. That's mud, in my opinion. But you say we don't want to do that, I got it. So when I get my second one, whenever I get my second one, it shouldn't be once I boost up a player I don't want him to be. If I want him to be a deep threat, I should get a deep threat. Trait. I shouldn't have to build up possession. That's all we're saying now. And that's what we're saying we need to address. Or not even us, when you roll, just roll whatever traits we have available.
I feel like you guys think if you want a deep threat receiver, I think you guys need you're saying you need a deep threat ability, whatever the ability may be, to be a deep threat receiver. I just need a fast receiver. I got my deep threat receiver.
No. We just want the second ability. And again, it's easy to sit on this side of it when Brandon Ayuk has both his stuff unlocked and they're both good. Or
both good. Doesn't he have he has a spin thing? What do you
No,
mean
he
both
doesn't.
good? Is it
Honestly,
the juke one?
Spin
Yes,
cycle
yes, he
good.
does.
Yes, I like spin cycle.
yes,
I don't know.
you have spin cycle and you have deep out elite.
Oh, so that's perfect. No, it's a spin.
Honestly,
It's a spin move.
I love no. Spin moves are the
Devontae-
best move in this game. I love spin moves. I would take that over
Devontae Smith
Bruiser all day.
has Bruiser, and my second one for me is like grab and grow or something like that, which will be good when I get it, but I got to raise up something I haven't been building them at.
No, but
to
grab
your
and go
point-
on a receiver is fine. I'll take it. It's on a running back where I had the problem.
Who are you right now? I don't know who you are right
He's
now.
telling y'all the truth. Yeah, holding on and grasping to these abilities for no reason.
No. He's telling you nothing. Well, no, because that's a different conversation. What we're saying is, man, if you're not going to give us the ability to change them, which I understand your argument there, not saying that, well, then modify how you change it to where it's useful for the league. Because right now you are locking players out. And I get what you're saying. We'll just build them, make them better. Right, that's not mathematically possible. If it takes me 8,000 XP to boost 1 point, I'm telling you he's at 60. I got to get him to an 85 in that archetype. That's 25 points. 25 times 8,000 is a nasty ass number.
Well, also it's higher because age and progression and overall. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot higher.
It goes higher. So what I'm saying is you're making it hard.
Okay, actually, I'm gonna say Rod probably found one of the better examples. So I haven't even thought of tight ends. Tight ends have those weird archetypes where vertical can be 90 and block can be like a 55. Not every position's that far apart.
There's a lot of those around that you got to address, right? And that's what we're saying, man. And again, we don't want to beat in the bush because I understand your reason for not opening up abilities. Although I believe you can open up abilities to users and they can follow the same type of process. And if you make the penalty worth it, people gonna follow it. If you hear me out, we can change subject. If you say, hey, look, I'm unlocking abilities. Here's the rules. 1, your abilities have to be in line with what your traits have. I think Teddy's a viable commish for this league. You have your reservations, whatever it is, but somebody that's invested as Teddy that's gonna be online, goddamn 80 hours a day anyway, will be monitoring who's changing their abilities like that. Sean's laughing, but he knows it's true.
Insult compliment, but I'll take it.
So I'm saying get Teddy to run it, right? So now he follows up who's changing abilities. Let's say if I'm fucking Chiefs, right? He has all those super types. You can't have 2 acrobats on your team. You can only have 1 of each. So there ain't no whole bunch of inside threats. And they have to be within your traits, what's available to you. So no, you can't get human joystick. And if you're a 95 overall, damn, maybe you earn fucking human joystick. The same way if I'm a 95 overall and there's only 1 of 2, maybe I've earned escape artist. But it ain't easy as that because they other positions. You see how hard we got a stat pad for that? That's what I'm saying now. You open it up, and if you let's say you get caught cheating, you lose all your dev traits in your entire team. Like Jay, that's another one of my things I had. If he keeps the Carolina Panthers, there should be not 1 star on that team. There should be all normal devs.
This guy's also Rod's a little wild, but
no, how is that wild? He's a commish, bro.
I mean,
he's a commish. Don't talk about trust, but not willing when your hands in the air. I said this in our chat. You can't be on opposite sides of right when you want to be. Because like Ray said, if anybody else had done this, it wouldn't have mattered if you wanted everybody to be normal or not. You've been looking for another league. So don't tell me I'm extreme when if somebody else would have done it, you wouldn't have been in the league to right now. You've been gone. If I'd done it, I wouldn't have been on this pod. You know what I'm saying?
Rob would have turned you into the local community college football team.
Dude,
that team's gone.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So like that's what I'm. And again, if you're totally against opening it up, which I think would be, like, in my opinion, better for the league, because like now you're allowing people to make players that they want with a lot of restrictions and less time on you. Teddy, run this shit and to be done with it. And if you cheat, your team is a wrap. Take everything away. You get no superstars, you get no X factors. You just normal and then play. You put yourself in the situation. That's if you open up to everybody. And I think it's a viable solution. I'd love to talk offline about that more. All right, which goes into our last conversation, man. Before we open it up, I see Bobby took off because he got mad.
Did he left?
Yeah, he left like
man.
10 minutes ago.
There's a play on your team, man. There's a play on your team right now as we talk about superstar traits and unlocking and unlocking. And I'll tell you, I felt the way, man, because I brought it to you in confidence. I said, hey, man, look.
Oh, God.
There's a play on your team right now.
I'll just stop you and I'll present it myself.
Go ahead.
For anyone that's watching this, if you had a development game and after the game gave you the development, and you weren't supposed to get it, you felt like, would you send me a DM and say, hey, I wasn't supposed to get this. Can you lower my development?
And I'm going to say, I know numerous examples in this league already of that happening. And that's kind of how I figured out about this glitch. Only because I figured out that this was a glitch seasons ago, but I knew people already benefited from it. So I just let it go. We've talked about it privately, but I've already seen people in the chat, they're like, yo, I got this in a sim. And I was like, wow, be so lucky. I wish I got that in a sim. So I checked the stat game and I looked at it and I was like 70 yards with a wide receiver.
That's what
a
I've been
glitch.
saying.
So you
Oh,
can't
yes.
bring it up.
I already
I
know.
could bring it up, guys. I'm not saying Ray's cheating.
No,
Ray
no,
is
no.
not
I know.
cheating.
I'm just prefacing that because, like I said, with my concern with you even bringing it up is that the league is full of.
They're gonna
people
think
who-
Ray's cheating. No,
Yeah,
Ray
yeah,
is not
it's full
cheating.
of pitch. It's full of
But here's-
pitchforks and torches. They'll just say
Here's my
Ray's
point
cheating.
to bringing it up. Like we've done everything. Nobody ever brings up anything until it's brought up, right? We can have a person that's conceding on everybody in this league, but until somebody jumps out and say, "Hey, man, he's conceding every game," nobody's going to say nothing. So you're right, Ray. The normal user is going to just allow it to happen because they got a one up on the league. We know that. That's common fact. I brought it to you because I saw it. I'm like, Ray don't throw the, he don't run the ball. How he get a running back that's a superstar? So just like if you see it, you go back into your homework on it. I brought it up, not to say you was cheating, but it's a glitch. It's a glitch.
But it's nothing.
It's
The problem, if it was a glitch that I can address, like it would take too much monitoring for me to monitor the league and decide, oh, you really got that development game. Because then I would have to keep track of everybody's current development. I'm
Right.
not doing that. That's too much work.
It's not enough work, bro. The same way you make us do it now. If I have a dev game and I got a CPU player, I gotta send you a picture of it, right? I gotta send you a picture of the challenge.
But
I
if this
get,
is
maybe,
we're
I
3
get maybe
seasons
two
in
pictures,
though.
2 pictures like per week, or even that. Nobody sends me pictures.
No. Dude, Coach guy just told you all the benefits that come with Discord. So I mean, again, it'd be a lot different to do it once we implemented it.
I agree it's a problem, but it's not really possible because like, let's say Broncos, right? Javonte Williams had that X factor, like episode through week 3 of like season 1. I was like, how the hell you get that? Not saying that's a problem, but he never even told people he was dev'd. We found out randomly, like by week 5, like, oh my God, he's already X factor.
And that's the same thing we just found out with Trey Sermon. Like, well, how is he
That's
dev?
my whole point.
How much work did it take to really
It took me 5 seconds to say, hey, look, when did Ray get a dev game? He doesn't run the ball.
Yeah,
So
but then you gotta check stream. We have to check stream.
You check his stats. Okay, he got 3 running backs. Dude, y'all picking when y'all want to be right or wrong, and that's fucked up.
No, all I'm saying, we're 3 seasons in. There's tons
That's
of
my only
teams
problem,
that probably have capitalized on this. It's too.
Yeah,
if this was
I've already
brought up
got-
week 1, if it was week 1, season 1, it would be taken care of. But now,
Listen to what you're saying. We will let the ability stain. We'll fix that, nip that in the bud as soon as we see it. Don't matter the player.
Now fix it. I agree. Now
I'm saying the same thing about Trey Sermon. Regardless, whoever the player was, you have.
Did we say how to do this?
It.
Because if we set up to do this, that's going to be the real problem. You're going to get those random people disappearing on dev weeks.
I don't get what you're saying.
I'm trying not to say it without indirectly saying it. If we announce how this works, we're going to get people randomly going MIA on a big dev week against a good user such as Miles, like that they know they won't be able to run the ball on.
Well, you don't get it anyway if you don't play them. You just won't get it. You got to
play
the
only way you get it pushed is if your opponent goes MIA. You don't if they want to play and you
doesn't matter.
Game, you don't get it pushed.
Doesn't matter. You get it regardless on a simmed week.
No, you don't.
Unless it's a CPU.
I just had a sim week, Bobby.
He's saying, wait, you guys are saying different things. Teddy's not saying it right. What Teddy's trying to say is, regardless what happens, if the game is simmed, it gets pushed to the next week. He's not saying you get the development like just given to you. You just get the next game.
If the week gets advanced on you, you still get it. That's what's broken about it. And I've seen it with numerous people already. I just stayed low about it.
That's not the case, bro. I just had a dev game against the Bears.
Well, maybe it doesn't happen every time. That's but it happens.
Right. That's my point to y'all saying, if we went back and look at it, everybody would be called. No, because it don't happen every time. But when it does.
Oh, so that's even harder then. It doesn't happen every time. Now, I don't know.
That makes it easier to track because now I know if I have a dev game and I got it and I earned it, I check the picture, I check the stats. Ray don't got to do that. I got that time. Implement somebody else. But again, when I start talking about commissions and users, if you know it happened to you, and I didn't bring it to Ray in like the chat because I didn't want everybody to blow up about it because we knew who we was dealing with. I brought it to him in a different conversation, like, hey man, this is what's going on. To bring him aware of it, but it's like everybody's doing it. That's not the answer. That don't mean it's right.
Because the answer, how do you track it? Tell me a system to track it.
I just told you how to track it.
No. You haven't told me a good system. Tell me how to track it. So it's happening. Tell me how to track it.
We got a 4th win channel or 3 or whatever it is, right?
Okay.
Whenever you have a dev game, right? Post in there the same way you send it. Just post in there. Post in that channel a picture of your dev game, right?
Just like the force win?
Yeah, just like the force win. Just post a picture in there, right? If you get it, you good to go. There's no issues. I've seen it
So
in
you're saying
What
now-
happens if they don't post a picture? Then they automatically just
So
lose a dead game.
instead of sending the dev picture to us, you post it in the
You
channel.
post it in
So
that channel, bro.
everybody sees it.
Yeah, but what
Everybody
happens if
sees it.
you know how many people don't take the picture? How many people raise the client for that though? So what happens
Teddy,
if they
at some
don't-
point, man, we got to start treating people like people and trust them a little bit. We keep operating as if
No, but
everybody in
no,
the
it's not
league
even
is an
that.
asshole.
There's guys like, let's say Steals, they don't even know there's a rule in place to probably send the dev game. They probably don't even know about that. So these guys,
And that's
just
their
play the
fault. They
game.
lose it. They lose it.
That's
They don't
their
get it
fault. They
though.
lose
Wait,
it, man.
So they don't
But
get it.
until you advance the week, and they didn't. They earned it, and they don't know how. And honestly, they're probably too high to even realize. But then 4 weeks later, their tight end has superstar. They don't even know how they have it. And now, how do we go back and justify that? That's my only problem.
Wait, that's important. So they don't know how they got it. Now, when am I going to realize, and how am I going to realize?
That's
this
the only
player's
thing I'm
better
saying.
now?
Sermon was realized only weeks after, and it was the fourth to last.
Sermon was
archive
realized
scene.
because
That's
a
a
backup
lie.
quarterback threw 8 touchdowns.
No.
against the Ravens, and
Sermon
they were
was
safe.
realized doing y'all game. I said,
I didn't
damn,
realize. Rod
I said-
realized.
I was
And then
watching your
then I thought
stream.
about it.
I said, then when Sermon get with superstar, Ray don't run the ball. When he gets superstar, I noticed doing y'all game. Teddy's not good. All right, he beats me all the time, but he's not good in Madden. So beating him
Yeah,
with
too
Steve
dark.
Montez was not a shock to a lot of people, Ray. All right, so I noticed it doing y'all game, man. And I said, damn, he doesn't run the ball at all. When did he get a superstar running back? Right. So that's when I went back and did he has less than 150 yards the entire season. And it took me 2 seconds to see that out. But don't tell me people not invested when the youngest just went through a whole year on how Brian Burns, they did like 18 different seasons in regular Madden to find out what devs he should have. You know what I'm saying? So you got vested users that would look this stuff up if they knew it was a problem. But you want to say, we'll ignore this, but we're going to address the abilities.
Because it takes too much things. Like I just said, if it gets to like week 4, how am I going to know? It'll be too much going back. I can't keep track of everyone that's the development.
Understood. All I'm saying is going forward, Ray. All I've said going forward, man. Like once you see an issue, it's how you address it. I brought an issue to you. And again, I brought it to you in confidence. That's why when you put it in chat, like somebody accused me of cheating, it's like, damn, I never accused you of cheating. I think I came out and said, I know you're not cheating, but here's a glitch that you need to be aware of.
No, I wasn't solely talking about you.
Okay.
There's other circles out there that are looking way too much into my team.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I
But
was
some of the
confused
things-
about that too. You told me in the DM too, and I was like, "Whoa, what did Rod tell you?" I was like, "How deep did Rod come into the chat about this? Like, what did we say?"
I said the 3
If there
pictures.
was-
I said, hey man, this ain't right.
if there was an easy fix that I could just monitor it, and I was like, all right, that the idea of posting a picture every time you get a development game, that's good. But then if we're gonna do that going forward, I feel like what's gonna happen is what Teddy said. Someone's not gonna post it. Then either I'm gonna have to
Then
take
you're
it
forced
away,
to strip
or,
them.
or like it's just too. I feel like at this point it's too much work, and that's a flaw in the game. If you want to go
Trust
forward,
people.
if you want to go forward and say, all right, let's just make this rule, you got to post it. That's fine. That's fine with me. I'll make that the rule. I'll even take Sermon's ability away. It's not like I
No,
need
no.
it.
That
So
that
it's
like,
just
like
like-
that shouldn't even be touched. That's what we're saying because it's been too long. We don't know how, but I don't know. Like, let's say it's week 17, fast advance weeks, and someone gets on like a week 16, week 17 dev. We go into playoffs. No one cares. We're all focused on playoffs. Super Bowl passes. We lose the pass record, and let's say we go to the next season. Archives are gone at that point. I don't know how you track for everyone.
I say, how do you even point? How do you even know? That's what I'm saying.
Just
How do
told
you
y'all,
even
man,
it's
at
it's
some
trash.
point, just admit that you don't trust people in your league because I just told you how we can do it. Y'all
No,
keep
I
telling me
don't.
the
I
reason
don't
we
trust
can't.
anyone. I trust
No, it's not
myself.
that. It's not that I don't trust people. It's that too many people smoke
Thank
too
you.
much.
Thank
Sean
you.
include. Sean probably would forget to send his own dev in there after a long night. And
No,
he
Ray-
would.
no,
Hey,
Ray just said it.
yo. I try to play very honestly. Well, not play. I try to fuck you guys up. I try to fuck everybody up. But when it comes to outside of when it comes to Madden and the league, I enjoy playing in it, and I try not to do anything outside of it. I enjoy, yeah.
No, but let's just say, right,
Yo,
you're drinking. I didn't even know where that came from. Strike that from the record. But let's just say you're drinking and smoking, right? You come home and you have a dev game and you're, oh, cool. You start your game. You never even sent it. So then Ray finds out 3 weeks later that your third cornerback has superstar and people call you out on it, right? You tell Ray, I've honestly gotten that. He says, I have to just strip you from it because you have no picture. And you're Sean, right? There's plenty of people. There's real talk. Not to call anyone out here. There's a lot of guys who are, they play to play and they don't sit in chat all day. So it's like real talk, Steals, the Steelers. I can go on all day about even Matt. He's an accountant. He's always working. Like a lot of people who just aren't in chat all day. What if they just don't take the picture? I don't really know. What would you have to do, Ray? Would you have to strip them? Would that be the
Strip
only
them
way? Like,
automatically. You need the picture. If you don't have the picture,
picture,
it's
bro.
not
That would have
posted
to
to the
be
channel.
it's so
It's
rules
picture
in
not
the
posted
league.
to the channel.
It's
If
just
it's
like
not
a
posted in the
fourth
chain,
down
though.
rule. Like I ain't got to be in chat to know what a rule is. I know on fourth down,
Trust me.
I got to run
Trust
the
me,
ball
you
2
do.
times and I got to pass it 1 time, right? I know that rule. Whether you tell me in the chat or not, it's a rule.
For instance,
it's the same
Bobby
thing
didn't know
with
what the
pitcher.
rolling rule was. Bobby, podcast
Nope.
chat, didn't know what the rolling rule was. We had to explain it to him about a week or two ago what
It
the
took-
role was.
It took me having to play in that position to know what it was. So I'm not going.
There you go.
I'm
There
gonna
you
give
go.
Bobby an out there. Bobby never. Had
I
that
knew it
situation.
perfectly because I sat in chat that entire day when Ray was explaining it and even talked to him privately about it. So I knew exactly what it was.
Right. So y'all
You
knew
guys
what was
didn't
going
know.
on. Man, look, a lot of us came out of this, man, and Ray, the abilities thing we got to address, man. Yeah, I get your strong stance on it, but you look at your team.
That's like you guys are beating a dead horse. It's not. I'm not giving that up. It's not.
We don't want to know.
changing,
We don't want abilities, man. But you got the way you're rolling players, you're locking players up, and you keep hollering about calm. Let me tell you about calm. You're gonna have way less time on your hand when all these new players that people are getting get abilities when they're all locked and messed up. So while you only got a few, we like 1 or 2 draft classes in now. When this get about year 4 and like every player now that people have in the league is about basically new, this is when the issue gonna really bite you up. But it's gonna be 2 down, like we're trying to say about the going back and get superstar dev, that's too far down the road to fix. You have an opportunity to fix it now. And whether or not,
But I don't think it's broken now.
bro, we just told you it's broken. It's multiple players.
That's what you told me. That's not. I'm
but
telling you, I don't
can't
think it's
see
broken.
it because your team is straight. That's what I don't understand. It'd be different
My team, I got locked abilities.
on who?
I'll tell you right now. I'll pull up the file. 49ers. Mosley is locked. Curse is locked. Thomas is locked. Sermon is locked. Reyes is locked.
They're rookies,
There you
right? I'm
go.
talking about players I didn't say rookies. I'm talking about second-year players. What's happening to players? None of those are superstars. And Sermon should be locked because you shouldn't even have him. That's my point of having this conversation.
I think people are for the people that say I'm scared about abilities. I just think you're scared about needing abilities.
No. I don't think it's that, man. People want the same trust that you want from other people. Whatever this was we just did with Jay was about trust. That's what you said. That came out your mouth. It was about trust. But in essence,
I don't
that's
trust
what you
anyone.
said.
Like,
got it. You don't trust anybody, but you want people to trust you. You want people to trust the league, but you don't trust anybody. We'll gloss past that about how much sense that don't make. We'll just jump right over that road. All right. You want us to do that. And with abilities, it's the same thing, man. You don't trust people to do right by abilities. I agree with you, but you got to get an opportunity. And if they fail, death penalty ass. People will learn quick. We're going to laugh about it. We're going to emoji it, and people will move on. Then they'll learn, or they ain't fucking around. But you got to give them the option. You ain't got to. It's your league. You ain't got to. It's your league.
My whole thing is when I go online and I'll hit a quick search. When I'm allowed to pick my abilities, that's when I'll allow you guys to pick your abilities.
Or
If I hit a
pick
quick
your
search,
abilities.
no. When you play an online ranked match, if I'm allowed to pick my abilities when I play the online ranked match, I'll let you guys pick your abilities. Until that day, no. When I play an online match and I play somebody, I don't pick my abilities. You play with what the player got.
You're talking head on head now.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. So that bridge is closed. But what about the part of?
I've been closed there.
Got it. But what about the part where we're saying, hey man, you're locking our abilities out with your current way of rolling it?
Show me a better system. Not what Teddy presented to me, because there was too many holes in that. And I listened to Teddy and I spoke to him about it for a while, but there was just too many holes in it.
What's your number one hole? What's your number one hole with Teddy's system?
One, you would be eliminating certain abilities from certain players, and 2, you would be creating too many duplicates of players.
So to your 1 point now, that's what you're doing now.
No, because no one's a duplicate.
You're eliminating players. It can't be. It won't be duplicates,
you guys,
right? Because you can't.
You guys keep talking about eliminating players. This is the whole problem with this argument. Talking about eliminating players, now being to build a player. I don't think an ability makes a player. If my guy is fast, he's a deep threat. No matter what ability he has, that he's going to be a deep threat to me. So I don't know. You guys rely too much on abilities. If he's 98 speed, 97
there's certain
speed,
things
he's
in
a
this
deep
game.
threat.
There's certain things in this game that can't be done without abilities. Like that's just the way they coded Madden for marketing and for making it into an ability game. Like escape artist Malik Willis will never run like Kyler Murray at the same. He's actually faster than Kyler Murray. Maybe he'll never run like Kyler Murray unless he gets escape artist. He will always be sacked. He will always be pursued. And I'm not saying
faster than Trey Lance, but he'll never get escape artist who has escape artists. Is that football? Or is that
That's
mud?
just what sucks. Like it's like 2K, same thing. You can't hit threes in 2K, so you get catch and shoot on gold. Like that's just how the game's coded. That's how they made it stupid.
Your
But
main argument is you don't want to make it mud, but your process, what you're doing right now, you effectively making it mud because you're making muddish players.
I wouldn't
Because-
even say eliminating. Let's say we dropped eliminating. Let's say we drop that. My problem is, like you said, head to head, right? When you load up to head to head, you have your abilities, I have mine. Problem is, let's say I'm versing the Chiefs. He has his abilities and mine are locked, right? Let's say I have Dobbins without his second ability, but they do. Now, I guess you could say a lot of people have locked abilities, but not everyone's
That's
going
what
to
I've
be
been
the same way.
saying. That's what I've
Oh,
been saying
God.
the whole time.
But not everyone's going to
I've
be
been
locked.
saying
All this
Just-
talk about abilities, the current Chiefs has about like 30 people with abilities, and he's trash. So what you don't need abilities in this game.
That's a
So then,
second
so then
argument.
to a Joey point, turn them off. We don't need them.
But that would be the league. If you guys want that off, we can turn them off.
Hey, timestamp this. Make sure this point is out. Maybe they're turned off by the end of the week. Who knows? I mean,
I said that before. I said if you guys
That's
wanted
a
it
vote.
off, we can play with it off.
There's
That takes
a
a
vote.
vote.
There's a vote. There's a vote. There's a vote. We'll put that. Can we got your word? If we put that in vote to a chat, we can put it to a vote.
Well, I mean, I have to talk to one other person to make sure he's cool with that.
First of all, who's the one? The only person right that matters in this league right now this year, unfortunately,
No,
is
no.
Sean.
That's
Jay-
not how it is.
Jay-
That's not what
Jay
you guys
to-
voted for.
Who voted for him?
I personally wouldn't vote to turn abilities off. I've already told you that would change it up so dramatically. A lot of you guys probably didn't realize it. Certain things can't be done without abilities.
Yeah, you're right. Lamar Jackson can't run around everybody. You'd be forced.
Neither
to
can
play
Trey
football.
Lance, neither can Kyler Murray, neither can all running
I
quarterbacks
don't-
essentially.
I don't need abilities to be good.
Escape artist would have won you that bowl. But you had escape artist. you
No,
didn't
I
use it.
had escape.
Yeah,
I didn't
and
do anything
you
with
didn't
it.
use it because you must have forgot you had it
Yeah.
on goal line.
Yeah.
My heart sunk when I had one person rushing and I saw Trey Lance on goal line. All people
Yo.
hitched.
How does Teddy bring up his fucking Super
I
Bowl
don't know.
win?
I
How
don't
My
did
know.
you
point is, an
circle
ability would have won you that
back?
bowl. What
Y'all
you
knew
had.
that was
the
coming.
fuck?
Y'all knew that was
How-
coming. You knew that was coming. At some point, Terry's gonna bring up an eye conversation. Y'all knew that was coming.
Anyway, okay.
You
Well,
should-
back
should not be
to my
surprised.
point is, I don't know. I don't think ability should be turned off. That's just my take.
Now we put it to a vote, man. Hey, man. Anything else? We've been running an hour. We lost one of our pod members. I think this is.
Wait, why did he leave? I don't get it.
That's a different conversation, man. It's different. I think he has something to do. My last
I
question, Ray.
hope it's that.
I want to read something to you, man, and I'll pass it off to my pod members who've been great in allowing me to Steph Curry this thing. All right, you ready?
Mhm.
Here we go. Tell me what you think of this,
I have to
or where
read
you
the Bill of
stand,
Rights.
or where you stand on this now. The commissioners in the NRG league are committed to results. Truth be told, it was a lack of passion and discipline that drove to the creation of this league. Witnessing other commissioners with bad habits and favoritism forced our hand in this direction. In the NRG league, we strive for excellence, sportsmanship, fundamentals, freedom, and fairness. Where you stand on that now, 5 years removed?
I didn't write that.
Drew wrote it.
So
Jay?
My whole stance is that none of that's my wording. That's the IP guy.
You passing the buck on a lot of stuff. You told me the buck stopped with you, man.
I
You
know.
told
I'm
me you was the
telling
life of this
truth.
league.
I'm just telling you the truth.
You told me
I
you
don't
was the
do
life of
anything
this
on that
league,
website.
man. But just
Everything for that website is passed off. I don't make the banner. I don't write that stuff in there. That's all passed off.
Sean, he told me he was the life of the league, man. And I read the first words of the rule book, and he said, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Nope. But all I can say is, with that statement, you read that statement, I think I hold truth to that. So that's why I said when it comes to the league, I'm the life of the league. So I've been honest in everything I've done.
All right, man. Wait, man. We appreciate my pod member, Sean. I don't know what you're going on right now. You all right?
Yeah.
I mean, this whole pod was all about what happened. Nothing about the season.
no,
everything
I
was just
actually.
about-
No, this is what we pass it back to Teddy. He wraps it up in the next like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
all
the
right.
ending. But all I gotta say is, I think you shouldn't have told Sean where you guys are drinking today because you killed this man. This man's in the sunken place right now. He's just been staring. He's been walking around his room, not speaking the entire cast.
You haven't been talking to me. What?
I mean,
I've been trying to chirp in. I've been trying to help. I'm all.
You lost his train of thought again. All right, moving forward. Quick Super Bowl favorites. Can't name yourself. Starting with Ray. What do you got? AFC and
Super Bowl
NFC.
favorites. AFC. I guess I'll say you to go back.
Not JTC.
No.
That's ass, man. Why would you say that? He beat me though.
And
He beat me.
he put up a decent game against me. It's just like
He has a great team.
he has
regardless,
no great players, but maybe it's just like he wants to throw it up deep to Tyreek Hill. I don't know. He throws a lot of interceptions. It doesn't seem like he knows how to protect the ball. So you and NFC, Keith lost to Chase, so I'm definitely not picking him at all. I guess the only one I would say is Spider, because Spider could be anyone. He's beaten me 4 times, so I would say him.
yeah, he's probably beating me the most out of anyone in this league by a decent
Tell him
margin
I'll pick
too. He's good. Sean, what you got?
Well, AFC tell you won it last year, but you have been struggling this year.
I actually just stopped struggling. It was a rough beginning though.
But you beat the Browns, and then you had a good game with Miles. So I'll go Teddy against New York champ in the AFC. Might as well if I can't pick myself. And then I'm liking, I guess Ray in the NFC is the only one I'm consistently like he just said. I didn't expect him to lose to the Che, and then Bobby lost to the Colts. So you got some going Ray.
Maybe that's why Bobby left the chat. He remember losing to the Colts.
The
That's
guy
what I'm
deadass
saying.
said he's not even trying
starting
to
to
win right
lose.
now. He's just playing for fun, just trying his team out.
That's
Well,
what
right,
I don't know.
So you got
I'll put myself aside. Right? I can't bet on myself. So I'm gonna go Trav in the NFC, man. I think that 5th spot is gonna help him out a lot. I think he'll have like me in the first round and maybe some other people. So I think he can sneak his way back to the Super Bowl this year. AFC, I have I like the Denver Broncos. It's different.
I just smacked the shit out of the Denver Broncos.
you have to look at his schedule a little
Sean,
bit.
you're trash, man. You just
I
gotta
looked
make
at
it
his
to the
schedule.
If
playoffs.
I'm trash, then how is he going to win the Super Bowl? I just beat him 33-7
we didn't say win.
Denver.
I just didn't get there.
Nah, no.
I like real talk, although I don't like the way he does business in the trade market. I like real talk coming out of the AFC. He'll be in the contending AFC. Miles, I think, I don't know. Miles just has a turn on the end of the year. He's possibly doing that. I don't have you this year, Teddy. I don't think you make it. You made it the first 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I don't think you make the Super Bowl this year. I think it's somebody we don't expect out of the AFC. I don't have you going back. I think teams have kind of figured you out a little bit.
The odds aren't likely I go a third time. I mean,
Yeah, you're doing the same thing. So unless you're going to switch it up and nobody knows that yet, I don't think you make it this year. So we'll see.
Switching up for Teddy. That doesn't, and Teddy doesn't go hand in hand.
That's one. Yeah, I don't think he makes it.
I've already told you. I see a square hole and I put a triangle into it. It's just eventually I'm going to get through.
Yeah, well, you won your bowl, so again, I don't think you make it. So we'll see. I think the AFC is going to be a lot more exciting than people think it is.
NFC, from what I've seen thus far, it's pretty much just Ray and Trav right now. Trav beat me worse than Ray did by how the game felt, but Ray plays Trav a lot. So I'm gonna give it to Ray on this one. Because I mean, from my point of view, Trav's better than Ray playing against me. Trav's got me pretty figured out. I think it's because we were in the division together before. But Ray's got a lot more firepower, like the whole team as a whole. And then AFC, Sean's a choke artist, so you're not getting my vote anymore. Not what I've seen the first 2 seasons from you. You're a choke artist,
I said
man.
he wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah, you're a choke artist.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't know.
He should be like 7-5. Wasn't like 2 games that he won on some bullshit.
Oh yeah, Josh Jacobs hit him like prime Sean Taylor for the win.
Josh Jacobs has been amazing this year. Amazing.
AFC. I'd probably go Miles. I mean, he had a rough game against me yesterday, but typically he plays really well. He would have made it. Yeah, honestly, if he didn't play me and if he didn't lose to me, he probably would have went all the way. He was tough. And JTC has the team though. That's my only thing. But I mean, when I watch him, like what Ray said, that's the thing. He just bombs Tyreek, a good user, plays the right coverage, plays over the top. They'll force at least 2 picks, and in the playoffs, that's enough to always win.
Is Savage playing Deshaun Watson?
He is.
Yeah, he is.
It's another name out there. Once you make the playoffs, you 0-0, so you got to win 1 game. He's won multiple.
I think it's
Super
just
Bowls
his
in this
team.
league.
I played him. His team just really doesn't have a lot. They're really depleted.
He finds a way to scheme the game. Some people don't like it. They say he manipulates routes, and
He's playing clean this year. He's playing clean.
So he's always the guy that can pull it out. Man, I'm excited to see AFC. NFC, like I said, I think it's either Travel Ray.
I think AFC is more open than NFC this year, probably. Unless you or Bobby make some noise, it's probably gonna be the same 2 guys, which has been Trav, Keese, and Ray. AFC is a little different.
I'm figuring it out.
That's 3 people.
That's it. I mean, and then I feel like AFC is more open just because I don't think I'll make it again. I just feel like probability wise, I probably will lose. We still got Sean to do anything as the Bills. Miles still hasn't made it there yet, so he'll probably be there. JTC as the Chiefs could at least make it to conference chip just because he's the Chiefs. Who else is in there? Browns and Bengals have good teams, but our schedule's tough.
I think Raiders is the last team in there right now. In the AFC.
Bengals and Browns are probably still at last spot, but we had a really tough start. We had Ray.
I think
Trav, and
it's
Miles.
Raiders. It's Raiders, Browns, and Bengals for last spot right now in the wild card.
Yeah, one of my guys they'll probably take it, Browns or Bengals, but our schedule gets easier now. First half is tough.
You make the playoffs and he upsets one team as a 7th seed.
Who?
I don't know who's ever in 2.
Oh, you're asking a general question?
Yeah, I'm asking general. If Bobby stays at 2, does Q beat him in the wild card round?
Let's see.
Oh man, how focused is Quinn coming into that game?
Oh, the answer is no. Bobby, I feel like Q's too up and down. He doesn't show up.
He
for a lot of
is.
games.
That's what I'm saying. If he can
Bobby's
show
the-
up,
Bobby's
if he
the
shows
same
up
way.
for that game.
No, Q is the typical, like, let's say Jay and Ray, right? Whenever Ray says he's doing anything good in the league, Jay says, I play him in regs all day and beat his ass, right? That's what Q and Spite are. They're the typical, like, the friends who play behind the scenes. So Q hasn't figured out, so we think Q's better than he is, but anyone else plays him and it's just an easy game. I don't think he's gonna make any playoff. No, I think it's only his friends, which would be Trav. That's the only person he plays well. He has him boxed sometimes. I don't know. I don't know who could really. There hasn't really been many upsets like that this year, right? I feel like we've been pretty consistent. The top seeds are making it.
I've lost every first. What do you mean?
Besides you,
the
yeah.
last 2 fucking years.
Besides you. What's NFC been? It's been Ray and Ray, Cowboys, and Trav, right? That's been it.
Yeah, right
Oh,
now.
3 teams made it there.
God Level runs that division
Oh.
right now. He's leading that division. He's in the 3rd seed, and I think him and Keith have played there twice already. So I don't know who beats.
I think NFC Championship has only been it was Keith and Trav and Keith and Ray, right? That was it both times.
Yeah, I think so.
That's it. There's only been 3 teams in there. And NFC, it's been me and Miles, and me and
Browns or Bengals, one of those. Somebody beat Sean the
Browns.
first year.
Oh,
Yeah.
me and Browns, me and Miles. That was it. Those were the first 2 years. So we barely had anyone upset anyone yet.
Lions are back. Fear the roar.
Okay, you know what?
Alright.
If there was going to be an upset, I say even you out of the 4th seed, getting someone would look like an upset at this point. With that Lions team coming from the 1st overall pick,
Who would he play first round?
Trav.
Drive.
That would be an upset if you beat Trav. I think that'd be a
Yeah,
good
but
win
Trav's
too.
technically the underdog.
For the Lions, that'd be a good win.
That's what I think.
They're not supposed to be on roster overall. They shouldn't beat the Cardinals, but if you can come in there and win that'd be a good win. I think that'd be a good win. Well,
And if-
that'd open up the
Yeah.
NFC. I feel like that'd open up the NFC a
We're
little
gonna
bit.
get it done. I'm
If Jay
excited.
makes the playoffs as the 7th seed and comes in and makes it to the Super Bowl, I don't know what's going to happen. The underground is upset about the possibility of Jay staying in playoffs this year.
Probably stay in playoffs. He's about to lose 5 straight games.
So beat him. What the hell?
Oh, that's not my problem. That's the NFC.
Yeah,
Yeah, but look how weak the bottom NFC is. We have the Buccaneers as on the bubble at 4-8.
That's not our problem. That's it. That's an NFC problem. I don't
Yeah,
care.
that's
No,
not-
I'm saying that Jay can still make it. It's very likely.
That's the NFC North problem, man. I apologize for that. We took a year off. Rampage and PMAT, I don't know what they're doing, and Joey been moving around a lot, so he took a year off as well. So while
Oh,
I'll
he's busy.
while I'll take the crown this year, I'll be lying if I said I really earned it. They just kind of gave it to me. I was the most competitive. I played the most. I'll say. Now I just got to prove it in the playoffs. So maybe Trav. I would love to play Trav with Keys. If I get one of them 2 in the first round, oh my God, I would love it.
I mean, I guess that'd be similar to the Q effect. You played them probably enough to know.
Well, yeah,
Keys know how to play them.
exactly.
Vice versa.
I haven't played Q at
obviously,
all, but it's either one of those 3. I think Q might make it between Q or Brother Man Eagles because he's sitting at 6-6.
I don't know.
Brother Man
When you
just
watch
beat
him
Keith.
play, though, he plays just ugly. It's like cover 4, run up the middle, deep post. It's just like all game.
Well, I got him next week.
He beats me with it. I'm also an idiot.
Yeah, I don't know how you lost to that, but
You are doo-doo.
Thank you. Finally, somebody says it. I don't know why I keep giving Sean all this credit.
Have you guys watched Sean play recently? Sometimes I watch him play. I'm like, what did you
No,
pick that team for?
I don't want to watch garbage.
He's got Stephon Diggs, Dawson Knox, and Josh Allen. But instead, he uses Isaiah McKenzie. He'd probably throw it to his left tackle if the playbook was in there.
Yo, I just like having fun. I don't care. I use Josh Jacobs, truck motherfuckers over. That's right.
This man plays like it's
Oh.
the 1960s football with the strongest arm QB in the game with Escape Artist and Stephon
Leave me
Diggs who
alone.
can knock anyone down the route.
Who makes the first
Whatever,
99
Teddy.
overall trade? Now that 99 is gonna be open next year, right? Is all
Yeah,
players
right. So it's year
Yeah.
4. next
99s
year.
are open next year.
who makes that big first blockbuster trade?
I mean, I made it last year accidentally. Maybe I could redo it. Who knows?
Said he's gonna rape someone.
I've been trying to, but I don't know if you know this. The youngins, they don't just look around for fraudulent activity. They also send memos to every person that joins this league, not to interact.
Do they?
Every
I
single
didn't
one.
know that.
Yeah, I'll DM a brand new guy like, hey, it's second year here. How's like that new guy? How's Taylor on the block? He'd be like, man, I heard about you. See you later. I'm just like, what do you mean you've heard about me?
I heard about you.
Every guy, so I don't even bother. And then the youngins have half the league at this point. There's a lot of them now. So they're all in the same friend group. So that's already like 16 people I can't interact with. You and Jay don't trade with me. Rod won't trade with me. Sean
I
won't
hardly
trade with
trade
me.
at all.
That's
I
my
trade with
point.
people.
Yeah, but you won't trade with me. So my point is I'm left to like a group of 7 people.
Didn't I trade with you last year?
Yeah, you will never trade with me again after that one.
I like trading
I
in
gave him
general.
Nathan Cottrell, his backup running back for 99 overall Ronnie Stanley.
What was Sean doing?
I don't know. He said he wanted a backup running back for his Texas scheme. I don't know. I was like, okay.
Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing, but there's a goal. There's a goal.
Yeah, he's not trading with me again. So I don't know. I gotta work something out. But I don't. The problem is the Ravens cap space is weird. Like I have money, and then I don't have money. Like the resigning phase comes, I'm like, oh, I gotta sign this backup guy, and this tight end is pretty cool. And like by the time I get to it, I have like 10 mil left every time. So I'd have to really pull someone off with like a big cap penalty that I could really eat on the low salary. I don't know. My team's pretty good. I'm chilling with it.
I don't know who's gonna trade a big trade. I'm trying to think who would trade.
Maybe I'll get Bosa again. Bosa
I
trade
could
could be the
see-
worst
I-
again.
Trying to think who would trade big. Maybe Browns has a lot of pieces. There's a lot of teams that have a lot of pieces where they
No,
can trade.
Browns like JTC. They get them and they just like they put them under their bed and they just push it down. They're there forever. I told them
But
like,
if
yo,
you
you're
keep
trash or
losing,
rugs.
if you keep losing,
Doesn't
you're
matter.
going to make. You're gonna. No, it matters. I'm telling you, losing, changing.
For
things.
certain users. You think a user who can't win is going to trade away 99 speed wide receiver and think that's going to make him better?
Yep.
No.
Sean's
No.
hot, man. Sean's super hot right now. Just let that go.
Yeah.
He's saying a whole bunch of nonsense right now. I'm sorry, Sean. We usually on the
Now,
same
let's
page,
say-
but not now.
Let's say like you have Stephon Diggs and you're like, man, I don't do out routes or in routes or any, zigs. So I would prefer I'd prefer a speedier receiver. And you hit up Bray and say, hey, could I have whoever your fast receiver is for Diggs?
Should
and,
I be doing
routes?
in routes and out routes?
My point is, Jesus Christ, you're high. My point is, if you were to say like, hey, I got the best route running guy in the game and I'll trade him to you for your speedy receiver, that's something. But you don't just go ahead and trade away Ruggs because you suck. Like that's not going to make you any better. You saw what happened to the Raiders when he lost Ruggs.
Pick a top 10.
Raiders is a tough game for me. I didn't think. Yeah.
As we close out,
I
bro,
mean,
anything else
it
you want to
got-
take to the league, man? We don't really talk too much, if at all, to be honest with you, outside of gifts and one word statement.
I feel bad. I feel bad that Bobby left. I feel like he didn't like the response he got from me, and he decided to dip. So I feel bad for Bobby.
Send him a fruit basket.
No, he'd be all right, man. He'd be all right. We had the
But
agenda, him,
when
and we
they-
wanted to address abilities, man. I think we did that. Now, when this goes out and people see it, how they respond to that is how they respond to that. But I think we had a transparent conversation on it. So that was our goal.
When it comes to the league, the only thing I would say is I've been doing this for 6-7 years, and I feel like I know what I'm doing. I'm willing to listen to you guys when I think it's a good idea. But if I'm presented a system and I can poke holes in it, I'm not going to follow it. If you give me something good, I'm going to follow it. But until that day, I'm just not going to follow it. Like it's not going to happen. My abilities, everyone's coming at me like, oh, it looks like you're afraid of abilities, you're trying to stay away from certain users having abilities. when it's just like I could take that same argument and just flip it on you. And it's like, well, you're telling me that you need certain abilities to compete then. So like the abilities thing to me is like it's not in my mind. Like I feel like I don't need abilities. I'll pick any team. I'll wreck you online. Like that's what you want. I could pick the Lions and I could wax you most likely. Like abilities is not a big thing to me. So it shouldn't be a big thing to you, I feel like. So that's all I gotta say when it comes to abilities. That right now we're not changing. No matter, like I need to hear a strong, good argument and a system to follow. Teddy was close. I'm not gonna lie. Teddy was close. I asked him a lot of questions about it, and it was just too many holes in it. And then Rod followed up with, well, why don't we do this? I mean, it's still not there yet, I would say. So abilities is just, I don't think you need abilities.
Hey man, no means no.
Wait.
You didn't
Jimmy
say no.
Garoppolo is dealing with a right thumb sprain. Oh my God, that is so
You're
great.
fine.
The Trey Lance might start.
No means no, but you clearly didn't just say no. So we'll be back.
No, I didn't say no because I don't do that. Like if
that was music to my ears. We'll be back.
Someone that's been in the league for a long time, if you're gonna, especially you, like it was so obvious that you took a long time and like you presented your idea. And it was like a long thing. I wasn't just gonna say, "Oh no, kick rocks." I'm not like that. But it's just I saw the flaws, so I was just like, "Well, no, it's not a good system yet." But I have the best interest of the league. All right, just believe that. When I know what I'm doing, and it sucks what happened with Jay. I do honestly think that sucks because I don't know if that trust is gonna come back. And the thing with me and him is, now there's a trust between he and I. Like, how do I know he's doing the right thing all the time? Because honestly, I wasn't checking him like that because I always believed him to do the right thing. And I still do believe he does, usually do the right thing. But this situation was bad because from what I spoke to him about it, and to be honest, I didn't speak to him that much, that deep into it. He obviously took the punishment. So, that tells me, okay, there was wrongdoing here. You didn't argue with me. So I'm just like, all right, so you obviously did something wrong. He tells me that, he must have saw the ability wrong when he went to match it. And my whole issue was, well, it shouldn't have been matched in the first place because there wasn't a discussion about matching abilities anyway. That was done last Madden, and that was something that he put in the league chat. So it didn't happen now. So I didn't know that. So I didn't check my roster to make sure I had the same abilities as in regs. So it's a little, it's a little issue there, but I don't think he doesn't like. I don't think it's gonna be a big thing. I think he's gonna start, just doing the right thing. At least I hope. And we're just gonna keep moving forward. He's not out there like I don't know. I just never viewed him as all the time I know him. He's not a person that's just trying to do ill will against someone or just trying to cheat. He's not like that. Even though his brother is, but. I think we're going to be all right, and hopefully we can move forward.
So I took from that as Jay's headed to the Saints, and we're opening up a vote.
That was a good idea.
To turn off the abilities. That's what we're going to do.
No one's going to vote for that. No one's. I'm telling you, you're going to lose that vote.
I'm not going to vote for it.
Okay, two of 30. There's 28 other
John's
people.
Not voting for that.
Three of 30.
I'm not even going to vote.
Jay might make a few Discord accounts to unvote it. So. Jay likes his abilities, as you can see.
Figure it out, man.
Oh man.
Hold us out, Teddy.
Oh, it was a good time. It was fun. It was definitely unorthodox and different than the other ones. But honestly, that was a nice change of pace. Ray, you're gonna love the thumbnail, by the way.
Ray's not a cheater. Ray did not cheat. I can't.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Please preface that because
I can't stress that enough.
They're gonna see that one portion, pause the video, and be like, "Ray cheated."
Ray did not cheat. All right.
Nope. I don't think I truly believe if anyone believes that, you're stupid. Like straight up stupid.
But that's you
ain't got to insult nobody.
I said.
We're just gonna just leave it.
No, but it's like.
Sean, we're just gonna leave that. Ray didn't cheat, and you ain't got to insult anybody.
It's just. I mean, if you believe that, I feel like you need to be insulted. Like you just do. Like
I said that to Rod right before we started. I was like, if you bring up the sermon thing, there will be idiots in the league that will misinterpret everything. And Rod's like, don't worry, I'll properly say the point. And I was like, okay. Because
Ray didn't cheat. Again, in closing, Ray didn't cheat. I just feel like we pick and choose when we want to be on the right side of right. That's all it is. All right. And that could be a different conversation for another time. But yeah.
If it's not manually done and there's no intentions, that's the only place I dropped it. Because the only thing that sold me was Sean's good idea of like, he was able to check the development trait. Like it literally says like Sermon got decreased from Madden. Madden did it. So right there was no intent. It was just done. So that's actually a way to monitor that part.
I
it.
never said
Thank
Ray
you.
was cheating. Never said Ray was cheating. That's all.
Yeah.
All that says.
Sean
Teddy,
used Photoshop. Sean probably
is that there's a
Photoshopped
way
that
to
in.
check it.
You didn't even check
That's
it.
all Teddy just said is that there's a way to check it to verify when people are getting dev traits, what week they got it. Go to Daddy's League, verify the stats, see if they got it, and go from there. We know it's a glitch. How are you addressing it? That's all the question was. And right now it's like, well, it's a glitch that everybody got, so we're not going to address it.
The biggest thing
That's the
after
wrong
this
answer.
video is not going to be anything we talked about. They're going to say, "Yo, so Teddy, how do you do that sim glitch? How does that
Why you bring
work?"
that? What?
That's what they're going to ask me about. How do you do that glitch you guys talked
I
about?
feel like y'all just think we got like the worst users in the league, yo. Like
I'm about to get a flood of users who trust me. They won't ask Ray. They won't ask Sean. They're going to trust me and come behind the scenes and be like, "Hey, yo, how do you? Can you just tell me how? I just want to make sure it hasn't happened to me before."
By the way, so we're throwing out glitches. Teddy DM'd me the other day about a certain glitch that could be done. And the nerve of him to DM me about the glitch, because he did it to me in the Super Bowl.
There's a glitch in the game.
He did it to me in the Super Bowl and then glitches me in like week 10 or whatever week, a couple weeks ago. Oh, hey, we should address this. But in the Super Bowl, you see him do it a number of times.
Hey, you don't run the ball. That had no impact in that game.
No. So you see what I'm saying? Rod, this is why I don't trust people. Because he presents the glitch, and I'm like, wait a minute, he did that in the Super Bowl against me.
If you follow these podcasts, I've only said people cheat. Everybody cheats. I said that in podcast 1. But that's Teddy. Teddy's the most selfish person I know. He only talks about himself in only every pod. Every situation is Teddy. You should know that by now.
As we just let Rod talk for 55 minutes to an hour straight.
And I hope anybody takes this. And all I've ever said was, this is how we make the league better. This is how we make the league better. Your example came, hey, man, I traded Josh Dodson because he couldn't do X, Y, Z. And it's been that way every time. So what people...
Rod wants me to starve because other people starve. That's what he's telling me.
No. Never that.
Rod
want
wants
abilities.
to throw my food off the table because other people aren't eating.
Rod wants Ray, Jay, and Sean to trust the other 30 people in this league that they can do right. And if they don't do right, give them an adequate punishment that will at least get the other 29 to not do wrong. That's all Rod wants. And if we can get there somehow, we can get there. But if not, it is what it is. I tried. And this was my attempt of trying. You will never hear me mention anything else about abilities or what else we brought, traits. Never cared about Jay. I just thought it was funny. And that's it.
Honestly, I was in that same boat as Bobby too. Like when they said it was a punishment, I was like, cool, we're gonna handle this. But I'm just glad it came out. That was really like, I was just like, oh, cool. Like Bobby's been saying it for the last 3 podcasts straight. Like I think he said, he told y'all Jay's been cheating. He said that at least once or twice per podcast, and we just like glossed over it.
Yeah, the youngins brought it to light. Again, kudos to the youngins. Something's gonna be next. Whatever's next, I just hope we're ready for it.
I just know it ain't gonna be me.
No. Again, Ray's not cheating, man. I never said Ray was cheating. That's why I didn't bring my information in the chat because I don't.
I mean, that problem really can't happen ever again. I mean, well, for a regular user, it has to be a commish. We can't touch our players and or abilities. So that problem is nothing that they could really like. It's pretty easy to check it at this point.
You can't duplicate it. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't do that stuff. So I mean,
I got a question for you guys, well, Rod and Teddy. Because now there's an issue. So next man is gonna come out and whatever. So how are you guys gonna feel about Jay being a commish?
That's your homeboy, man. He should be.
He created the league. I'm cool with it. It's his league. I mean, like he's the figurehead. You're like the guy pulling the strings, but it's still his league. So I'm not the guy. I'm not like the.
You can replace.
You're
Sean,
a nice guy,
Sean.
Sean.
Is hell of a replaceable.
You're a nice guy.
Well, we are going to bring on a 4th guy eventually because eventually, I'm going to get started on this family of mine. So
he's on this pod, man. Your 4th commish is on this pod with you right now. The most invested user you have in this league. I talk a lot of shit about Teddy, but he's absolutely the most vested user in your league. He should be your 4th commish. I don't think there's no debate about that.
Rod's my Mike Pence, by the way, if you couldn't tell.
I'm not Mike Pence at all. I'm offended you drew that correlation. But
you you're Kamala Harris? Yeah. You want to be Kamala Harris?
Call me whoever you want to call me. Don't call me Mike Pence. But yeah, man. That's your 4th, man. Whenever you do it, man, that's a smart move to make. And then man, at some point down the line, we'll get these abilities addressed. My last thing with you, Ray, and I know we got jumped. You a hella 100 or 0. The trade thing was a perfect example of that. Like it was a perfect situation as it was. And instead of you just boosting that number up to like 50, you just totally let like Daddy's League handle that. which is like, damn, like there's other ways that we could have handled that. He could just push it to 50, push it to 100. He didn't have to push it now. It's like 500 to where teams are now like potentially getting raped. We haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's my trades. Okay.
Yeah. We
I
saw it
think
with
about
Bobby.
Trey Lance at first. I wasn't sure what you said with the first time.
No, the trades. Like that's my one issue with like the commissions. When they change the rule, it's never like just a little lukewarm. It's always hot or cold, one way or the other. And I think the Almond Joy really, you could have saved Almond Joy's energy career, but because of that, the trade thing, he ruined his life. And hopefully he's okay wherever he's at now. When he traded with Bobby for all that nonsense, and then he like just fell apart.
Almond Joy drafted a quarterback, then traded for a quarterback, and then tried to trade for Daniel Jones with Marty, whatever his damn name
Marty.
is. And I was just like, what are you doing? Like, I was like, all right, this needs to stop.
He
I
just
was like,
became
this
a
kid don't
troll
care
because
anymore.
he didn't know what to do. He had panics. He was tanking the whole year for the quarterback, didn't get him.
Rod, you
And
were
then he
part of this
panicked.
problem. The pressure you put on that man, you sent him over the edge.
No. I was trying to be a solution, but again, there's levels to everything. So I wasn't going to rat out Bobby because I knew what Bobby was trying to do. But I was trying to tell him, don't do that trade, man. Just ride with number 3 and get your quarterback that you tank for. Don't trade for bullshit. But again, to Jay's point about, well, Ray's point about Jay being a commish, there's levels to it. He's absolutely be a commish in this league. He's part of like why he's here. He just fucked up and we move on forward. But yeah, this was great, Ray, man. I appreciate it. They tried to make it Ray versus Rod. That's might how it come off as.
I didn't.
Rod
Yeah.
tried to make it Rod versus Ray.
No, I said when they
Rod
told me it was coming
insinuated
on,
it.
I was
I
like,
acted
just-
on it.
I said, move out the way, yo. It's ISO ball. Move out the way.
I thought it was Rod versus Bobby, and Bobby got knocked out in the first round.
No. Bobby's cool, man. Bobby, we got
No, I'm good.
yeah, it's all good, man.
He was probably busy for real though. He just
he had
camera went off.
shit
He
to do.
camera went off a few times. Maybe getting called or something.
Yeah, he got time off now. Time off in the military. You got shit to do with the family, so I'm sure you tied up.
Yeah.
John, you got something for us?
I'm ready for this. Go.
No, I've been having fun this Madden at least. Besides the whole like, I'm just on and off about the abilities now. I'm kind of just like I'm just trying to win. And I'm having fun with it, but like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I'm just having fun. So as long as Madden keeps going in energy, ooh.
I'm never asking Sean to close us out again.
He left the camera.
Sean, that's the last time you talk at the end of a pod.
Sean's like, I had fun. I had fun today. No, when Madden asks you how you did this game, it's like I enjoyed it. It was fun.
I always
day.
say I enjoy it usually.
No,
I have fun most of the games. I'm just like I said, if the game's not perfect this year, if it was, I'm hoping next year as long as the bugs are fixed, I think the game's fine. Like I'll have more. That's really the only thing holding it back is the game itself. I feel like none of these problems would exist. None of these problems would exist. Yeah, none of these problems would exist if the game was actually functioning. So hopefully next year,
I think
we
the
don't have to worry
gameplay is
about
pretty
this.
good. Honestly, I don't.
Yeah, as long as we don't have to
not-
worry about this, we don't have to worry about this.
There's really been no meta defense this year. Like, there's no more 3-3-5 stuff in the run. There's no more 2-man rush stuff. And like, it's not
There's
as
a
bad.
counter.
Like,
There's a
for
counter.
example, right? Sean hasn't made it out of the divisional, maybe once with this 2-4-5 AA gap. So clearly you can't sit in one defense all game and win anymore.
It's a beautiful defense.
Oh, it's great. I love it. I just keep running on you.
Oh wait, can we address something really fast since he just brought up something?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So if I pick verticals, right? And then a hot route one of my guys to do a corner. Boom, that's one play. Then the next play, I pick slants. And let's say a hot route a guy to do a corner. Okay. Let's say the next play, I do mesh. And I hot route one guy to do a corner. Is that the same thing as picking levels?
Let me add on to that. Did he mention that it's the same guy doing the corner every time and he throws like, okay,
He's the only one
game-
that has the ability.
no, that game probably was your
It's
worst
Kittle.
showing of ever doing that. I actually was at a point where I was using the safety to the corner and then you got a corner on both sides. So I couldn't even use it anymore. You had Ayuk on a play with a corner and you would put Kittle. I had to guess where you were going.
Yeah,
Well-
Teddy thought he was going to run his stupid game plan of anybody on the opposite side of Kittle, he's going to put them in a cloud. So I said, all right, Kittle's not going to the left anymore. He's going to go to the right.
Hey,
I was
man,
like, and then when
got
you
me.
man him,
you got me.
I'll do a hitch route in the middle of the field. So pick where you're going to hold. And he's like, "Oh, you're picking the same play." This man picked levels at a different formation and says, "We're doing the same thing." I said, "What?" I'm like, "What? He's not even close to the same thing."
All I'm gonna say is I don't know what happened in that second half. I had you throwing like 5 picks in the first half. That second
Yeah,
half.
in the first half, I am terrible opening of the game. I don't know what it is about me. I make my read slow. I throw the ball late, and then I start getting hot.
I had
That's what
Trey
happened that
Lance in
game.
such a box. I was like, cool. I got the upset. I got out of the gauntlet. Like I have miles traveling. At least I beat one of them. I'm happy about that. Second half, I was just watching. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? Remember that one play? You did like a 50-yard deep corner with Montez Sweat, and it went like you placed it perfectly over the pylon, over my cornerback's hands. Like the most beautiful ball I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, yeah, I'm not
Montez
winning this
Sweat,
game.
no abilities, 59 overall. Come see
Teddy
me. You don't need
sucks.
abilities to win.
Stop using that as an excuse, man. You just explained Teddy's whole game, not his game plan, his game levels and some stupid ass defense.
So Rob,
No.
you talk.
No, that
You-
stupid defense
what
is
the
really
fuck?
mainly against people who
You-
do out routes or corner routes.
You
which is him.
telling me if Teddy didn't have Lamar, he'd be trash.
If Teddy didn't have a mobile quarterback, hot take, he would be just like a normal user in this league.
My
It's not
two
a
big-
hot take. It's not a
Damn.
hot take because I got DMs saying that Teddy is trash, and if he didn't have Lamar, he wouldn't even
He
make the
got
playoffs.
DMs. I'm telling you on the pod.
All
he got
right.
DMs.
All right, let's back it up.
Damn.
When I won the bowl with the Jags, was my quarterback above 90 speed?
Garner
No, but you
Minshew
had
wasn't
This new
Chris
slow.
game. This game.
You said Teddy. You said Teddy. When
This
I had the
Madden.
Jags,
Was that when
first
you
I
had
had
the Christmas tree
Minshew.
defense?
Before I actually had the Christmas tree defense in the second championship. The 1st
They're
one was
saying this Madden. This Madden.
no.
saying
They
Teddy.
said Teddy. Teddy's definitive as long as he's been here.
Yeah. I don't. You don't have to convince me, Teddy, because I think they're good in the game. And honestly, I don't think abilities make a huge difference in this game. That's just me. I'm foolish, whatever. So you won, and you won. But a lot of people say that you specifically need certain things to win.
Here's I'll say one thing. I forget about defending myself. In the other Uzma league, right? The guy with Lamar has not won the bowl yet, right? And that's Garrett, G-Man, the one who said that I can't win
Anybody
without
named
Lamar.
Garrett is not going to win anything in this
Okay,
world.
well, point is, I've seen plenty of people with JTC has Mahomes. Did he even make playoff
Jason
season
Garrett.
one? I
Well,
mean,
we're not saying you're a bad user.
no. I'm just saying
well, I
that.
don't-
Their
I don't know who
tier,
it is. I don't
if
know
you
who
didn't
it
have
is.
if you didn't have a running quarterback, you would be the JTCs, the Garretts. That's apparently that's what's
Damn.
being said. I didn't say that.
No, I mean that's
Damn.
fine. I have two.
You gotta pick a bad team next year, Teddy.
I was going to pick a bad team this year, and then I talked to Jay privately in the DMs, and he let me know ability changing was not coming back. And that's when I knew that I wasn't dealing with any of the bullshit with rolling or whatever we were going to do without ability changing. So I was like, I'm trying to pick a team with abilities, so I know I'm good to go.
They had this conversation in August, October before we even got in the league. So what the hell? See, Teddy's like a chameleon, man.
I'm a
He's like
commission
everybody's
training.
DM and all
I have a
this other
commission
shit.
training. I've told you this.
No, you are.
Jay
I
called
knew
me
that.
Jay called me a Nazi for the ability thing.
No, I know he was very upset about it, but
Jay
he told me we weren't doing, but we knew. I mean, Ray already hinted we weren't doing it. Like it was being addressed. Like he wasn't. We were going to do something. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick the Ravens or the Chiefs because I'm not dealing with having to upgrade my guys like the Lions and getting the luck of the roll. Not even the rolling Madden in general. I was gonna go with the Giants. I was actually very close to taking the Giants. But then I heard we weren't doing abilities. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get Daniel Jones to superstar X Factor and then be dealing with fast break and mid out elite or something. I don't even know what you can get. I've had Lamar, so I already have him. I wasn't dealing with that
I
at
ain't
all.
giving up, man. Abilities is coming back. Maybe not to the degree to what the league wants them. But I believe there's something good to come out of ability soon. I just don't think Ray's seen where his system doesn't work yet. So maybe we gotta delve into that a little bit more.
It's fine.
And then
We'll
maybe
let
come
this
out
one
of it.
soak in today. He clearly said he's open to future reworkings. We'll work on this out on that one.
Yeah.
And Sean, I'm going the Bills next, Madden, if you want to know, actually.
Last thing I'm gonna address here.
I always pick a different team.
Ray, how you feel about Teddy giving Q some fantasy bucks to Chew Clock year one to win the MVP?
Oh, I mean, I didn't care about that. Like, if he paid him off, he paid him off. At the end of the day, I should have done better in that game if I wanted the award. I don't care.
I love the narrative. It was funny as hell.
Not a narrative.
I opened the Twitch app. Ray was up like 35-7. Trey Lance had like 5 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns in the first half. I was like, I lost MVP. I opened that game back up after I was done what I was doing, and Trey Lance hadn't gotten a yard in the second half. I don't even know what happened.
He didn't touch the ball the whole third quarter, I think. It was weird and different. But yeah, good time, man. This is a good time, gentlemen. We'll follow up with Bobby. We'll get him on the next pod. We'll let Bobby spearhead the way.
Oh, Bobby.
Be a fun season. We're almost at playoffs, actually. The season went pretty fast. With holidays,
Yes,
no, I
sir.
didn't think we'd be here at this point in the year already.
I'm gonna stop recording in 3, 2, 1.